Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. What they told me that God made all men and women. They said some were outsiders. Those that weren't considered normal. They were mistakes. Outcasts. Rejectors of God's plan. Most of all, they said they were not human. I was bewildered. They ate the same food we ate. Drank the same water we drank. Laughed at the same things we laughed at. They were the same as us. Yet they told us to chase after them. Hit them. Punch them. The more the better. They even said if we killed them, we would forever be encompassed in glory. They said the outsiders were consuming the world, threatening the way we live. We were the warriors that would save the world. Like Superman. They said. We learned the ABCs. Math. And this. One day, I happened upon them. Two older boys. They had their lips together. One of them giggled and said it felt nice. A woman saw them. She shrieked. They immediately started crying, begging her not to tell anyone. She reached into her pocket, quickly mumbling into the black box. Three men appeared. Two grabbed the boys by the ear, pulling them down the hallway, kicking and screaming. The men yelled and cursed at them, saying they must be corrected. The third man carried two sticks. I had seen my uncle use them for his boat. They turned and disappeared. The screaming stopped. Then a loud slam. Wood hitting flesh. Blood-curdling screams. Worse than before. The slamming continued. So did the screaming, crying, and begging. Ingrained in my mind to this day. The woman crouched down to me. This is what God wanted. She said. I ask now, what kind of God would permit this kind of suffering? Quote. End of story. Next story. Fuck. I've tried to purge this memory from my mind. Come and listen to my tale. Well, here goes. The following is a real account of what happened to me when I was younger. This scared the shit out of me. This is not easy to tell, but others need to know. Start of story. So, when I was 8 to 10, somewhere in there, there was a song roaming the internet scaring children around the world. Ghost of John was the name. Some of you might remember it. And okay, it may not have scared a ton of people, but it scared me. Now I could deal just fine with it. But one event related to this song terrified me. The night I discovered the song, I listened and shivered. As the night became darker, I reasoned for sleep. As I slept, mind filled with thoughts of the next day. Something made me awake. Before I knew it, I heard the chorus. The sounds of small children singing about a dead man in high-pitched voices awoke me in the night as I screamed in terror. My mother and father came in confused, paused the song, and got me back to sleep. The thing is, that night before I drifted off, I was sure to turn my old laptop off. And even if somehow I had failed, that wouldn't explain how or why the video started playing. I have no siblings, and the feat would have been inconceivable for my dog at the time. As my door was closed and he had never opened doors before, as some dogs do. I must pre-pose the question, how did that video start? And who or what started it? Quote. End of story. I must reinforce this isn't some bullshit, based on a true story, type deal. This really did happen and it scared the shit out of me. End of story. Next story. I got caught wanking my pecker. I live in the Philippines and my parents decided they wouldn't put any doors in our rooms because we might do questionable things. For me, this is fucking stupid and I should be obligated to have privacy. Luckily, I found a PVC pipe the exact width of the door frame. I got a curtain and used that instead. Would have preferred a door, but this was just fine. So I was jerking off and was watching a BDSM vid. My brother was looking for my parents' tablet. He is older than me, BTW. Without warning. Just walked into my room. Total disregard of privacy. I just lied there, dick in hand, butt showing, not knowing what the fuck I was gonna do. My soul left my body that very moment. My entire life flashed in front of me. Luckily, he's a very laid-back guy and just forgot about it. End of story. Next story. So I had this dream last night. So basically I was in Skyrim or SM and I had to go in a cave for a quest. Then Lady Gaga popped up and said, "I have this boost, follow me." So then we went in the cave. And she was a fire goddess thing, so then I looked and saw Beyoncé and she was also a fire goddess. But like there was a huge monster. And when you enter the cave there was a very unstable rope thing leading down to a cage. Beyoncé fell in the cage and so did Gaga. But I climbed down the rope while Lady Gaga and Beyoncé started fighting the monster that happened to be Beel from Obey Me, and so I got down and I ran to one of those shelf things they have at home depot and I took 5 bags of soil out from underneath it and hid under it, then had a small monologue about how I hope the monster didn't see me, but then I looked back up and saw Lady Gaga getting married to the monster and I was like WTF, but then I woke up, so ye. End of story. Next story. My dad just told me about his high school geography teacher. My dad said he had to take geography his sophomore year of high school and had heard horror stories about the teacher. He thought it couldn't possibly be as bad as he'd heard. He was wrong. He says he came in the first day of class and the teacher said that in this class they were going to learn about the 5 continents: North America, South America, Central America, Africa, and the Middle East. Then every day he gave them word searches in the shape of landmasses. You had to do the word search and then it had to be colored neatly. But they never got the papers back. And then at the end of the semester he had a C. He brought the report card to the teacher to complain, who then took it and placed it in his desk, along with a large stack of other report cards. And a week later, he got it back and it was changed to a B. My dad's parents were pretty strict about grades. But he says this was the only time they were okay with a B. I can't stop laughing and I don't know why. This has got to be the worst teacher ever. My story about my Spanish teacher who didn't speak English has been put to shame. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.